In this video series, I'll be making a first-person shooter game called Combat Strike, and we'll be making a bunch of different weapons. Weapons like guns, pistols, AK-47s, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, etc. And we'll be making grenades, blood effects, GUIs, scope effects, etc. So in this video, I'll be making the pistol and the pistol script. We also made this pistol in our previous series for our zombie apocalypse shooter, but I'll be making it one more time. So, let's get started.
These videos and tutorials are mostly small sections taken out of our entire course. At Griffin Learning, we make awesome games in Python, such as Tetris, Space Invaders, Snake. And we make games in Roblox, like FPS shooters, horror, action-adventure, and more. We don't just tell you what to do, we teach you everything you need to know, so that you can create your own unique games. If you're interested, please visit Griffin Learning to find out more.
Let's start by first making our Roblox pistol model. So to start, we want to add a part into our workspace, just like that. Let's scale this bigger, like so. And we can duplicate it by hitting Control D on our keyboard. So duplicate it, and let's move our second part up, just like that. And let's scale this out so it looks like more like a pistol, just like that. Okay, we can also add a tool to our workspace, and let's put both of these parts into our tool. You can drag those in, and in our first part, that is going to be our handle. Let's rename it to handle. This is how we grab weapons that are in a tool by having a part called handle. Okay, so we're going to make one more part, and this is going to be the part that's going to be our shoot tip position. So let's add to our tool another part, and let's make it right next to our very front part. And we're going to make this, scale it down, and make it very small. Basically, this is where our bullets are going to come from. And we can make this transparent so we don't have to see it. So let's try to make something that's sort of similar to what I have right here. Just like that. So I'm going to then scale this down a little bit more, and let's make this transparent. Just like that. And now we can start welding these parts together. So let's go into our model tab, and we can click our first part right here. We can go into the create right here and click the weld. And then you want to click your handle right there, just like that. You want to do this for your shoot tip position too. Click that part and click weld and click your handle, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to rename the very front part to shoot tip. And then I can fix this a little bit right now. Let me move these two parts a little bit down. There, just like that. Okay, and now we can scale our tool all the way down and see if this looks good. And we can grab our pistol. Let's try this. Click play. And we can try grabbing our gun over here. Perfect. And right now, well, it looks like the tool is facing backwards, and we can make it face forwards by playing around with the grip position for that. So let's click stop really quick. And if you noticed, it was 180 degrees backwards. So to change that in the grip forward, I can just change this -1 to a +1. And now this should shoot forward. I can click play here and see how that looks. And there we go. We have made our first pistol model, just like that. So guys, make sure you call the very front tip shoot tip, because we're going to be referencing this in our scripts. And also you have the handle and the other part for the top part of your gun, and make sure you weld all of this together. Then you can rename your tool to pistol, and we can start making the scripts for that. So the first thing you guys want to do is you guys want to add into your pistol. Let's add in a local script. Let's call that local script shoot detect pistol. And let's add in a server script. So our another server script, and let's rename this to pistol. One more thing, let's add in a remote event. This remote event is going to fire every time a client will call into our server. Let's rename this remote event to shoot pistol. Okay, so now we can get started. So let's go into our shoot detect pistol local script, and let's start typing. We're going to type local tool, grab the tool, so script.parent, then grab our mouse, so game.players.localPlayer.getMouse, local equipped equals false, local cooldown equals false. Then we want to check if the weapon is equipped. So we do that, do tool.equipped connect function equipped equals true. Okay, do the same thing. We want to check if the weapon is not equipped. So do tool.unequipped connect function equipped equals false. Okay, and now we can do the mouse button one down. So this is detecting if we click our left button down, connect it to a function, and in this function we're going to check if equipped is equal to true, then if cooldown is equal to false. This is the cooldown for our gun we're going to make right now. So cooldown equals true. Then I want to grab the remote event and send it to the server. To do that, I do script.parent wait for child shoot pistol. That's right here. We're calling the remote event. And fire server. We're going to send a couple parameters. We're going to send the mouse position, mouse.hit, the current camera position, and we're going to send a boolean value. And one more thing, we're going to send the position of the shoot tip. So do script.parent.shoot_tip.position. Okay? Just like that. So now I'm going to go all the way down and make sure we make sure we have another line right above it. We're going to make a cooldown. I'm going to make it weight 0.5 just to test it for now. And set cooldown equal to false. And then we can just do our button one up. So do mouse.button one up connect function. And then we can copy this single line right here where we fire to the server. And we can fire to the server instead a false. So paste that right in here. Change the true to a false, and that's all you have to do for that. Perfect. And now we can test this out. So I want to put a print statement right inside our if cooldown is equal to false if statement. I'll print shoot, and I'll print right down here. I'm going to print another statement called mouse up. So basically when we click our mouse, it should say shoot, and this will only work if our tool is equipped and our cooldown is equal to false. And then if we let go of our mouse, it should say mouse up. I'm going to go into my pistol script, server script, and remove this print hello world so we don't have to see that. And we can try this. So let's hit play here. And now if we grab our pistol, oh, I have one error. Let me check that really quick. On my line 3, local player. Oh, this dot is supposed to be a colon, just like that. Okay, this should work now. Let's try this one more time. And if we go up and grab our pistol, and I hit my mouse button one down like this, it says shoot. If I let go, it says mouse up. And if I spam shoot, it's not working because I have my cooldown. So I can show you that, guys, that really quick, like 5 seconds. And so now I can shoot like this, but it only says mouse up. I'm spam clicking right now, and it's only detecting the mouse up and not the shoot until after 5 seconds, and then it detects another shoot. Just like that. So perfect. This is working just as we expect. And while we're at it, let's add some shoot sounds and a shoot light. So to our shoot tip, we're going to add a sound. I'm going to call that sound, rename it to shoot sound. And let's add to our shoot tip a light, point light. Just like that. Let's rename that point light to shoot light. And to the sound, I'm going to grab a sound I found before. This is going to be the sound I have. Let me grab the ID and show you guys that really quick. It's the Magnum Fire right here. I will use this sound for our pistol. So all I have to do is copy the URL I have for it. I'll do it right here so I can show you guys. Just copy this URL right here, hit Control C on your keyboard or Command C if you're on Mac, and then I can just paste it right where it says Sound ID right here. Just paste it right here, just like that. And I want you guys to make sure you change that volume all the way down because it is quite loud. So I'll change that to like 0.1 or 0.2. And now we can go into our shoot light. So our shoot light, we're going to change the lighting for it. I'll change it from a white to a yellow. And I can make sure we disable it right here. And enable shadows, just like that. Okay, and one more thing before we continue with our server script. Let's make our pistol bullets. So I can add in a part to our workspace. And for a pistol bullet, I want to make it at least very small. So it's for our pistol. So I'll make it very, very small. Just like that. Something very small. And you guys can customize this with colors, with effects, with materials. I'm just going to do it very simple and just keep it as a very small part. I'll rename this to bullet. And I'm going to add this into my server storage. So just drag this into server storage, just like that. And really quick, let's make sure we check to make sure everything is good. So I'm going to click my bullet. I have anchor. I want to keep that on. And make sure you have can collide off, just like that. Okay, so let's continue to our pistol server script because we know everything is working now. So let's start our pistol script. We're going to write local tool equals script.parent local shoot position equals tool wait for child shoot tip. That's grabbing the shoot tip we did over there for our tool. Then local shoot pistol equals tool wait for child shoot pistol. That's the remote event. And then let's start with the debris. So this debris is going to be detecting if the bullet's in the workspace, and we're going to delete it from the workspace after a number of seconds. Okay. So now we want to retrieve the remote event fired from local script when player fires pistol. To do that, we're going to detect the function, the onServer event. So shoot pistol dot onServer event connect function player mouse position camera position firing shoot tip position. Enter. And if you guys notice, all these parameters are the same parameters we're going to give into the server from the client. From the mouse, the camera, the Boolean value, and the shoot tip position. Okay, now we're going to check if firing is true and the player is valid. So let's do if firing and player, then I want to grab the bullet from server storage. So local bullet equals game.server storage wait for child bullet. You want to clone it. So clone. So we want to create an array that connects the 2 points from starting camera position and a certain distance away. To do that, call local array equals array.new camera position mouse position dot look vector times 10,000. And then we want to return the tuple, storing the base part hit and the position where the bullet hits in coordinates. So do local part on position equals workspace, find part on array with ignore list, array player.character, get descendants, parentheses, enter. So and then if there's no position, then set to a far away distance. So if not position, then position equals mouse position dot look vector times 10,000. End. Want to get the length of the vector using magnitude. So do local distance equals position minus shoot tip position dot magnitude, and then want to set the speed. So set the speed here. So do local speed equals distance divided by 75. So this 75 is 75 studs per second. That's how fast the bullet will travel. And then we want to get the bullet C-frame. So let's write local or bullet.cframe equals cframe.new shoot tip position, comma mouse position dot position. And then we want to start a new tween info and service to shoot the bullet. So do local tween info equals tween info dot new speed enum easing style dot linear enum easing direction dot in out, and then we're going to do a local tween. So local tween equals game get service tween service, create the bullet to the tween info, and set the position equal to the position, and play that tween. So tween play. So then what I have to do now is attach the bullet to the workspace. This is very important, or else we can't actually see it within our game. So bullet.parent equals workspace. And then we want to insert a touch interest so that our bullet will actually connect with our humanoid, or other players and humans that have humanoid properties. So bullet.touch connect function end. Okay, and we can start by, let's play our sound effect, and then we can test this out. Let's do play sound effect. So shoot position dot shoot sound play, shoot position dot shoot light enabled equals true, weight 0.1, and shoot position dot shoot light dot enabled equals false. Okay, so now we can try and test this out. Let's see how this looks right now. Let's hit play here. Make sure I don't have any errors. Let's see this, grab my bullet, and shoot, enabled. Oh, I misspelled enabled. I can change that really quick. Line 47, I have enabled. Let's try this now, enabled. And see how this looks. So now I can grab my pistol. I can shoot, just like that. And we have one error. It says shoot light is not a valid member of vector 3. Shoot light. Oh, I wrote shoot to position. It's supposed to be shoot position. Let's try this one more time. And let's grab our pistol. And there we go. We have our shooting pistol. If you guys notice, I actually have the print statement still and our cooldown. Let me change that really quick. In our cooldown right here, change my cooldown to back to 0.1 to test it out. Remove that print we have here, and we have here. And I can also turn up my sound so you guys hear that with me. Let's turn up our sound. Let's grab our pistol right here. Let's shoot. So if you guys can see this in first person, it's actually shooting where our mouse is, which is perfect. Nice. And if you guys notice, the bullet is staying with the workspace. So we're going to use the debris to actually remove the bullets. But for now, you guys have a working bullet. Okay, so we can add to our bullet server script and make it so that when it's in the workspace and it touches a human property, we can actually deal some damage. So let's add the range first. Let's remove the bullet after a certain number of seconds. This is the range. So do debris, add item, bullet, 1 second. So after 1 second, the bullet will be deleted. Now we want to see which part has been touched so they don't get hit again by the same bullet. So the local touch equals brackets. And let's start a while loop. So while bullet.parent is equal to workspace, do wait local touching equals bullet get touching parts. And then we want to, this is basically returning a list. Return a list of all the parts the bullet is touching. And let's go down here. Let's write for I comma part in pairs touching. Do if not part is, we're checking if any of the parts touched is make sure it's not a part of the parent of the person shooting, so that we can't actually damage ourselves. That's very important. Player.character, then local humanoid equals part.parent find first child humanoid. If humanoid and it hasn't been touched, so and not touched humanoid, so it's not been touched by the same bullet, then reduce the player's health. This is the damage So let's do that. Let's do humanoid take damage 30. Let's do touched humanoid equals true. Okay, and let's do bullet destroy, so we don't actually see it after it damages a player. And let's see, make sure we have everything here. Yeah, this should be it. So let's try this, and we can see how this looks. Before we do that, I'll add in a dummy really quick in our plugins. I'll build a rig, R15, man, just so we can test if the bullet is actually dealing damage. And to our dummy, I can unanchor the humanoid part so we can see our model actually fall apart. Let's try this. So we have our bullet. It still works. And if you notice, after 1 second, it's not staying with the workspace anymore. It's actually being deleted. And not only that, it's damaging other players and dummies. Just like that. Perfect. So you guys have made a fully functioning gun. And one more thing, if you guys actually don't like it, that it stays within the workspace for a second and then leaves, if you guys want to remove it immediately, then you guys can do something else. So we're going to go back to our pistol script, and right above or below where we wrote local touch, you can write check the past position to see if the bullet is still moving. So local past equals bullet dot position. And then we can go all the way down here, right after the for loop we wrote, we can check to see if the bullet is still moving or not by comparing past position and current position. So do if past dot magnitude, we're basically comparing the vector lengths of both the past position and the current position, bullet destroy. And if they're not equal, then just set the past to current. So set past to current position. Past equals bullet position. So let's try this now. So now if we try this, our bullet should just immediately be removed from the workspace if it ever stops moving. Just like that. It completely removes from the workspace and still damages our dummies. Nice. So you guys have made a pistol model and script. But if you guys notice, we have, if you zoom into first person, our gun doesn't follow our mouse if we shoot up, and we can't see our arms. So we're going to be fixing that in our future tutorial videos. But for now, you guys have made a fully functioning pistol with sound, light, and it can damage other dummies. In our next video, I'll be showing you guys how to make an automatic assault rifle, like the AK-47, and so we'll get started on that next time. My name is Zach, this is Griffin Learning, and I'll see you guys in the next video.